Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back. I hope your new year has been off to a great start. Apologize for the delay in uploads. I know this is later than I normally upload these videos, but I've had other things that have got my attention recently. So, alright. Let's begin. How are we starting off the week? What sort of energy are we going into it with? Okay. So, looks like you're trying to kind of help other people find their happiness, not like, I know a lot of people say that happiness comes from within, and it does. It definitely does. But we're physical beings in a physical world. Our physical situation also very much has to do a lot with our happiness. Not saying it is our happiness, but it can relate to it. And I think that's sort of your situation here, where you're kind of helping people find what it is that makes them happy, what they enjoy doing, where they can kind of find their peace. So, I like your reading so far. You can kind of tell when readings are going to go quick or when they're going to go slow, and this one feels pretty quick. Alright. So, potentially posing a challenge here is, this kind of sucks when this happens, and it does happen a lot, unfortunately. I think you're kind of in this position because you're someone who has experience potentially with the things that these people are dealing with. You kind of know, again, you have the experience, you know how to get through what they're going through. I'm not saying they're going through something bad, but they're just not really taking your advice as openly as they should, or receiving it as openly as they should. So it's like they're coming to you for answers, and you have the answers, but they're stubborn. They're stubborn as hell. Potentially try a different approach. It really could just be that your approach is not clicking with them, because everybody takes a different approach, right? So the answers for you and whoever you're helping, yeah, they may very well be the same, but the way you sort of reach, did I say approach? Anyways, the way you sort of reach your happiness is different. That makes sense. So try kind of putting yourself in their shoes. You know how to find that happiness. It's just you have to adjust for someone else. In your subconscious. Okay, yeah. Subconscious, it really goes hand in hand with this. It's sort of you're currently in a place in life where you're really just able to do these things. You found your happiness, you found your peace, you do what you love, your emotions are stable. So, and I think having this experience, feeling these things, being in this kind of place in your life is sort of what's inspiring you to do this, because you want other people to have this feeling as well, which is honestly really beautiful. But I don't know why I said but. Yeah, that's really just where you're coming from, just wanting to help other people reach this same place that you're at. You know, for you, it's not so much about getting first place, it's about making sure that everyone crosses the finish line together, which is kind of awesome. Rather than get first place, why don't we And like, rather than I get first place and you get like 10th, why don't we all just tie? Pretty cool. In your recent past, okay, it's not typically how I read that card, but that's how it wants to be read. So, in your recent past, yeah, again, it was, I don't think you went out of your way to seek this person out. I think you were just sort of going through the motions, doing your thing that you normally do, right? And I think seeing the place that you're at in your life and seeing you happy the way that you are sort of inspired this person to approach you and ask you for your advice. How do you do it? How are you so happy? How are you so successful? How are you, you always look like everything's going good for you. I want that too. I just don't really know how to do it. So they approached you coming from a place where it's kind of the polar opposite, unfortunately. All right. In the near future, the first half of the week, okay. So this is kind of going with that potential challenge where it's like you know what to do. You know how to get that happiness. You know how to achieve that success. All this person needs to do is take your advice, and they're just not doing that. And it's really kind of frustrating you. Not to the point where you're getting angry about it, but frustrating to the point where you just don't really know what to do. Like, you're not giving up. You still really want to help them, but it's just seems like nothing that you're doing is working for them. In the second half of the week, alright, well, my advice is you really can only help people that actually want to help themselves. This person might have approached you saying, hey, I want your help, but if they weren't really showing up for it emotionally, mentally, spiritually, within themselves, it wasn't going to work. And it's kind of, I kind of get the feeling that that's sort of what happens here, where you keep doing everything that you can to help this person and they're just not having it. They can't be helped, which it's not to say that their situation's never going to improve. It's just possible that this is a season in their life where they need to be going through whatever they're going through, and for one reason or another, this is just where they need to be at. So I see you kind of stepping away. It does give me the sense that this really bothers you to have to walk away from the situation because you want to help, but you just kind of realize it can't be done. I've done what I could, given you every bit of advice that I could. You kind of squandered it. Internal influences, we have it's sort of, you know what this is like because, for the vast majority of people, success isn't just, you're born and bam, you're successful. For most of us, it's you're born and you have to deal with hardship after hardship after hardship in order to reach success. And that's what you've done. You've come from a place of lack and you're now in a place of abundance. And again, you just sort of really want everyone to be there with you. That's kind of what's pushing you to do that here. It's like a very wholesome, very pure desire to just have everyone, be good. You want everyone to be happy, to be successful, to feel fulfilled with their lives. And for your external, influences. For your external influences, again, seeing this person, it's kind of, I kind of get the sense that it's like looking in a mirror. You may have gone through the same thing they're going through, where it kind of feels like you're looking at them and you're seeing everything that they're going through. And it's like, it kind of feels like they don't even realize what you realize, which is that if they would just open their eyes and look right there, there's your answer. There's all of your opportunities. There's everything you need to get yourself out of this situation. So it's sort of like externally, a lot of why you're helping this person is because you looked at them and you realized it wasn't hopeless. This could actually be done. This person has what they need to get things done. You weren't just helping someone that there's no way out. There's nothing I can do for you. There's something you can do for this person. It just boils down to them not really wanting to put in the work. In your hopes and or fears. So, unfortunately, it really comes down to you. Really, this is so you come across as a very optimistic person, a very positive person, and it feels sort of like you just having the optimism that if you step away from this, because like you've already done everything that you could possibly do, so if I step away from this, hopefully you're gonna figure things out on your own. You're gonna, again, you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. You can only really help yourself at the end of the day. That's sort of what you're hoping for, that this person's going to help themselves eventually, because again, you've tried and it didn't work. As for the outcome, is pretty much generally what you'd expect it to be. At the end of the day, this really doesn't affect you. This doesn't set you back in any way. It bothers you that you weren't able to help this person, that you weren't able to get them out of their rut. But that doesn't take away from your success. You're able to look around you and still be like, okay, I still have everything that I need, so I'm still, I'm still happy. It was just like a temporary dark spot. It really wasn't even a dark spot, more just a gray area. But you're fine. It's weird. One of the most unique readings I've had. Typically there's like, I don't know. It just really doesn't seem to affect you that much. No judgment there. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Self-appreciation. I will find a moment throughout the day that I can dedicate to myself. Find a comfortable space and bring a pen and paper. I'll write a letter of appreciation to myself where I'll pour love into who I am and all that I do. And that seems kind of important. I think it's important for you to remember this week, as you're dealing with this person, that just because you weren't able to help this person doesn't mean that you're not good enough or anything like that. This really just boils down to them not wanting it for themselves. You've done all that you could. The fact that they didn't want help doesn't reflect poorly on you, it reflects poorly on them. This is entirely on them. So, Scorpio, that was your reading for the 8th through the 14th. I hope it resonated. If it didn't, don't worry, it's not part of your story. Hiccups. If it did, I hope it helps you with the week ahead. That's all for now. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Peace be with you. Until next time.